Good evening to everybody listening to us. Good evening to the Nigerian community. Good evening to academic industries. Good evening to all parents. And good evening to all school administrators across the length and breadth of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Good evening to students of school-going age across the length and breadth of the Federation. This is the voice of the Pedagogues. The Pedagogue is a learning facilitating firm and educational research institute dedicated to improving the educational system, diving into the use of technology in advancing the educational development across the length and breadth of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I'm using this clip to I'm dedicating this clip to my mom, who happens to be having a birthday today, and I thank everybody that has been celebrating her with me. Thank you very much, my honorable brother. Thank you very much. I'm also very proud of all my lovers across the length and breadth of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I want to use this medium to appreciate the Pedagogues community, the WhatsApp community, those encouraging us, those sharing our videos, those supporting us in one way or the other, those buying data for us, and those that are helping us to share the gospel. I thank you so much and I sincerely salute everybody. So without wasting much of our time today, the purpose of this clip is to discuss on the very revision notes the syllabus of the GS3 students who are writing their Bece examination across the length and breadth of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So I will be discussing some salient issues and some salient topics that maybe look very confusing and that are very fundamental to scoring a distinction in Bece examination. Going straight to the nitty-gritty of today's matter, I will start with tenses. When we talk of tenses, tenses are used to mark the period or time of actions in English language, and broadly speaking, we have the present time and the future and the past time. And we use different verbs to reflect tenses. If I say go, you know that that's present tense. If I say went, that is past tense. If I say gone, that is perfect tense. Perfect tense can either be present perfect or past perfect. Then we have the continuous tense. The ing form, it could be present progressive or past progressive. Going, singing, those are progressive tenses. Then you have the third person singular, goes. Anytime a verb has s, it is go, it is singular. If I say writes, it's singular verb. If I say sings, it's singular verb. So present tense, they are our habits or natural phenomenon. You say, I go to school every day. That's your habits. I read every day. We sing every day. We talk every day. That is present tense. Then that is the plural form. So if it is the singular form of present tense, you say he goes to church every Sunday, she writes every day, she sings every day, she talks every day. That is present tense verb. And when you say past tense, that's what you did last week, last night, last month. I saw him yesterday. He came to my house last week. I did the job last night. That is past tense. And we talk of the perfect tense, it can be present perfect or the past perfect. He has done the job. So when you want to use the perfect tense, you agree it, you add it with the auxiliary verb, the auxiliary verb. He has done the job. Has there is singular verb. She has given me the book. They have written their notes. That is present perfect tense. I have done my assignment. But when you want to use the past perfect tense, you must continue the tense till you have another past tense verb. He had done the job when I left. That is past perfect. They had given me the book before I came. He had written the letter when the principal arrived. That is past perfect tense. Then when you talk of the progressive tense, you agree it with the be auxiliary verb. The be auxiliary verb is the am, is, are, was, were. Those are the finite form of the be auxiliary verb. He is going to school. That is a now action, present continuous tense. They are writing their notes. She is singing. We are fighting. That is present continuous tense. And when you talk of the past continuous tense, you combine it with the was and were, with the ing. He was writing when I saw him. They were talking before I left. That is what you call the past continuous tense. And when you say this third person singular, it usually has s and it usually agree with the third person singular. He writes every day. That is third person singular, or you call it simple present tense. It runs. The dog runs. It runs very well. And let me just briefly talk about the persons in English. We have three persons in English language: the first person, the second person, and the third person. The first person is the speaker. I am the first person in this case now. That is third person singular. I am writing. I there is the first person. I is the singular, is the speaker. We are talking. That is plural first person. If we agree with a plural verb. Then when I say you, it can either be singular or plural. You are talking. You there is singular. And in that case, it's also agreeing with a plural verb. You are talking. So you can either be referring to one person or plural. You is either singular or plural. Then when you talk of the third person, he is writing. He, we always agree with the singular verb. She is running. It is running. The dog is running. It is used for animal or non-living thing. And it must agree with the singular verb. But when you have the they, that is the third person's plural. They are fighting. They are singing. They came here yesterday. It will always, they is a plural verb. So that is third person pronoun. So I would like to explain, because that topic is very much fundamental to writing essay and whatever. I would like to talk about the use of certain words which you can easily see in your objective. When you say, see the indefinite pronoun, everyone, someone, somebody, everybody is singular. Everybody goes to church. Everyone writes his notes. Everybody likes money. Anybody is invited. So we call this the indefinite pronoun. It's called indefinite pronoun because you are not specific. So it must always agree with the singular verb. So take notes. And when a verb has s, it is what? It is singular, it's not plural. But when it is a noun, when it has s, it is plural. Benches, 5 benches. Noun gives name. 3 fans. But when a verb has s, goes, runs, he goes, she runs, she talks. So take note, that is singular. So I would like to talk about the use of among is used for 3 or more people. I divided the oranges among the 5 boys. Among is used for 3 or more people. Between is used for 2 things. The argument is between the husband and the wife. Each other is used for 2 people. Taiwo and Kehinde love each other. One another is used for 3 or more people. The 3 boys are fighting with one another. That is plural reciprocal pronoun. Then I would like to talk about the use of proximity concord. Either Tunji or Jide is invited. We call it proximity concord because you have 2 subjects there. Jide there is singular, so it agree with is, which is a singular verb. Either Tunji or Jide is invited. Either the king or his 5 wives were at the party yesterday. 5 wives there is closer to the verb, so it will determine the verb that it will go with. I think you understand that. Then the same case is with the neither nor. We call them the correlative conjunction, and it is used to indicate proximity concord. Concord is subject-verb agreement, that is the agreement between the subject and the verb. In English language, it is believed that the singular subject will agree with the singular verb, while the plural subject can agree with the plural verb. And subject can either be a noun or a pronoun. Object can also be the noun or a pronoun. When it is subject, it is what you have before the verb. When it is object, it is what you have after the verb. Take note. So I want to talk about pronouns now. When you talk of pronouns, pronouns are words used instead of a noun, and they are used to avoid repetition. We have different types of pronoun. You have personal pronoun, you have a possessive pronoun, you have reflexive pronoun, you have demonstrative pronoun, you have interrogative pronoun, you have indefinite pronoun. I've discussed indefinite pronoun. So I will start with personal pronoun. They are the I, you, we, she, it. Those are the subjective keys, and I have discussed it under the persons in English, so we can use that. So when you talk about the objective case personal pronoun, him is for masculine, her is for feminine, us is plural third person objective case. I saw him yesterday. Him there is coming after saw, so it is object. They saw her. Her there is the objective case. I saw them. Them there is plural third person objective case pronoun. Take note. So let me move to demonstrative pronoun. Demonstrative pronoun is used to talk about what is close to you or what is far from you. This is my friend. This is my friend. THIS. That is singular. It will agree with the singular verb. This was my friend some years ago. That is a big boy. That is a small girl there. That there is singular and is agreeing with is, which is a singular verb. Those are my friends. Those there is talking about something that is far from you. Those are. Those there is a plural, then you have are, which is a plural verb. So that is demonstrative pronoun. So then talking about possessive pronoun will show ownership, what belongs to you. The house is mine, mine. The book is yours, yours. It is ours, ours. That is a possessive pronoun. Then we talk about reflexive pronoun. They carry the self and they are used to make reference. They are used to make reference to what you have before it. He killed himself. He killed himself. That is emphasizing something. The house was built by herself. By the clothes was washed. He did the assignment by himself. That is reflexive pronoun. It can either be singular or plural. When it is plural, it will have the VES form. Then we have the relative pronoun. Relative pronoun is used to describe a noun that comes before it. The man who killed his wife has been arrested. Who killed his wife there is used to describe the man. It's not talking about any other thing, but who killed his wife is what? Is a relative pronoun used to describe the noun. The book which I gave you is very good. Which I gave you there is describing the book. So you have some relative pronoun. Whom is a relative pronoun, which is a relative pronoun, whose is a relative pronoun, and some others. So then I would like to talk about yes, let me leave pronoun because we don't really have much time. Let me go to noun. Noun are naming words, and in most cases you use them to begin a sentence, or when it begins a sentence, the subject. When it comes after the verb, it is object. When it refers to the subject and you have an equative verb, am, is, I, was, were in between this, then it's serving as a complement. So then now, when we talk about noun, it can give name to a person, animal, place, or things, blah, blah, blah. Then formations of noun. Boy, boys, girl, girls, woman, women, ox, oxen, child, children, medium, media, stadium, stadia. So we have varieties of the formations of noun. Then we have different types of noun. Take note, proper noun. When it is proper noun, maybe the name of a person, the name of a country, the name of a state, the name of a day, the name of a continent. Anywhere you write it in your essay must begin with capital letter. Take notes. The title of a king. Ọwá Òbòkun of Ìjẹ̀ṣà, capital Who, capital Who, capital I, capital L. Ilesha East Local Government, capital I, capital E, capital L, capital A. Those are proper nouns. The name of a subject, mathematics, capital M. So take notes, take notes. What we are doing is just to consolidate what your teachers have done in school. So it's just to give you a brush recap of what your teachers have done. So you have collective noun. Collective noun, e.g. spectators, committee, Committee is spelled, you can have it in your objective, Committee. So take note of certain spelling, they can bring it. Accidents, pronunciation does not have U, Pronuncation. So take note. So when you talk of about collective noun, you can have team of players, pairs of shoes, heads of cattle, spectators, audience. So that is what you call collective noun. Then you have compound noun. Compound nouns are usually hyphenated. Director general, directors general, brother-in-law, brothers-in-law. So when you have it in the objective, if you are to pluralize a compound noun, the first word we take the S form. Tutor general will become tutors general. Director general will become directors general, etc. Then we like to talk about the common noun. Student, boy, boys, girls, cars. Those are common noun. So that is that about noun. I will like to talk about adjective. Adjectives are used to qualify a noun or a pronoun. Adjective by their very nature describe a noun or a pronoun that precedes it. It gives additional information about a noun or a pronoun. Adjective can be talking about size, it can be talking about shape, it can be talking about color, it can be talking about the position of something. And you have others of adjective: positive, comparative, superlative, big, bigger, biggest, small, smaller, smallest, short, shorter, shortest. Those are comparison of adjective. And you use comparative for two things, while you use the superlative for three or more things. Taiwo is the taller among the twins. You don't use two comparative together. There is nothing like more better. There is nothing like it. You can see it in your objective. So don't use two comparative together. So another thing about adjective is that adjective qualifies. Like I said, if you say he's a stupid boy, stupid there is an adjective, is describing, is qualifying boy. He's a lazy child. Lazy there is an adjective. It's talking about the character. I have a black cap. Black there is an adjective of color. This is a rectangular box. Rectangular there is adjective of shape. He is a big boy. Big there is an adjective of size. So that is the function of adjective. An adjective can be pre-qualifying or post-qualifying. When it is pre-qualifying, it comes before the verb. Yellow shirt. Yellow there is pre-qualifying shirt. The room is insect free. Free there is post-qualifying insect, which is a noun. So adjective can pre-qualify or post-qualify. Take notes. So I would like to talk about adverbs. Adverbs by their very nature modify a verb. When you say modify, it means that it gives additional information to a verb. It does not only modify a verb, it can modify an adjective and it can modify another adverb. Take for instance, he talks carelessly. Carelessly there is an adverb of manner modifying, giving additional information to the verb talks. She writes slowly. Slowly there is an adverb giving additional information to the verb talks. So it's modifying the verb. You are too slow. Too there is an adverb of degree. To what extent? Too. Too slow. Slow there is an adjective. So too there is modifying adjective. Is giving additional information about slow. You are really lazy. Really there is an adverb of degree. To what extent are you lazy? You are really lazy. So really there is an adverb modifying adjective lazy. Then adjective can be modifying another adverb. He talked carelessly yesterday. He talked carelessly yesterday. In that expression, you have two adverbs there. Carelessly is an adverb. Yesterday is another adverb. Carelessly is adverb of manner. Yesterday is adverb of time. So they are modifying each other in that expression. So I would like to talk about the types of adverb. You have adverb of manner. It will tell you how something is done. He writes slowly. That is adverb of manner. They talk carelessly. Carelessly there is adverb of manner. Then you have adverb of time. I saw him yesterday. Yesterday there is adverb of time. Do your assignment now. Now there is adverb of time. Then we have adverb of place. I met him in London. London there is adverb of place. Where did you meet him? I met him in London. So you can have adverb of reason. He married her because she is beautiful. So because she's beautiful, there is giving me the reason why he married her. Adverb of condition. I will not come if it rains. I will not come if it rains. If it rains, there is giving me condition. You will pass provided you read very well. Provided you read very well, there is giving me the condition that the person will pass. So that is adverb. I would like to talk about preposition. Preposition, we talk about the position of something and the relationship of two words in a sentence. The book is on the table. On there is telling me the relationship between the book and the table. Water flows under the bridge. Under there is telling me the relationship between the bridge and water. So before you, if you can know, you want to know preposition very well, I will advise that you read very wide. You have examples of preposition: in, on, at, by, with, across, among, between, by, inside, outside. Those are examples of preposition. Then I would like to talk about collocation with preposition. When you talk about collocation, is the company that a word keeps. The company that a word keeps. So certain words will go with certain preposition. When you say abstain, you say abstain from. When you say congratulate, you say congratulate on. I want to congratulate you on your success. When you say refrain, you say refrain from, desist from, abstain from. Are you listening to me? Prevail on. So that is collocation, the company that a word keeps. Then I would like to treat preposition with phrasal verb. Phrasal verb is the use of certain verb with certain preposition, and they don't have ordinary meaning. When you say break in there means to forcefully enter somewhere. When you say break down, it means to develop fault. The vehicle broke down yesterday. That is phrasal verb. What is phrase? A phrase is a group of words. So when you say phrasal verb, it's a combination of a verb and a preposition. When you say little children take to those who give them biscuits, that is they like. The boy took after his father. Took after there means resemble. That is phrasal verb. So take notes. You can have it in your objective. You can have it in your objective. And then when we talk about idioms, idioms usually have some connotative meaning. That is meaning that is beyond the surface level. For example, if you say bury the hacket means to end the fight. When you say uneasy lies the head that wears a crown, it means that it's not easy to be a leader. So the meaning is not usually at the surface level. There are layers of meaning. That is, you have deeper meaning. You have deeper meaning. When you say a tip of the iceberg, it means that something that is small. When you say he was born with silver spoon in his mouth, that is, he was born into a rich family. So take notes. He shed crocodile tears. That is, he was not good, sympathetic, very good. He was not sympathetic in a good way. So when you have words like that, when you say a nip in the bud, it means something that did not allow something to happen. So take notes. When you say cook and bull story, it means a forceful story. So and many other like that. When you say to live above board, it means when you say skeleton in his cupboard, he has skeleton in his cupboard, it means that the person has a shameful secret. So take notes, go and revise, go and revise. I know your teachers must have done very wonderful works for you. I'm just giving you tips on the areas that your question will come out. So I would like to talk about synonyms. Synonyms are words that are nearest in meaning. In English language, you don't have words that are exactly the same, but you have words that are nearly the same in that are nearly the same in meaning. And take note, when you talk about synonym, when you give the synonym of a word, it must follow the same structure. When the word ends with ly, the synonym must end with ly. When it ends with ed, the synonym must end with ed. when it ends with less, the synonym must end with less, because we are talking about the contextual usage, and the synonym you have to give a word must fit into the context, into the language environment of that very word. If it ends with ed, if it ends with ing, it must end with ing in most cases. That's how it usually looks like. So when you say great, the synonym can be enormous, it can be big at times, but it depends on the context of use. That is what will determine the best synonym for a particular word. And you can usually have that in objective. Antonyms are words that are opposite in meaning to each other: good, bad, big, small, lazy, diligent. So like that, go and revise. I'm giving you clips, tips to where questions can come out. I would like to talk about literary appreciation. Literature is an art of composition in prose and verse. And when we talk about literature, is a mirror of life. Literature is used to entertain. Literature is used as a social document. Literature um, reflects history, is an historical document. Literature is used to satirize. Literature can be used to poke fun against societal misrule, something that is bad in the society. You can use literature to correct it. And we have genres of literature. We have drama. Drama is known as play. The writer of a drama, of a play, is known as a playwright. Play is meant to be acted on the stage. Plays are written in act and scene. The language of play is dialogical and conversational, because you have conversation between two people or three or more people. And you have forms of play. You can have tragedy, you can have comedy, you can have tragicomedy. Tragedy is when the play ends sorrowfully. Comedy is when the play ends happily. Tragicomedy is when it starts sorrowfully and ends happily. Take note. Talking about poetry, poetry is is written in lines and stanza. Poetry have different forms. A poem of 4 lines is called a quatrain. A poem of 14 lines is called a sonnet. The first 8 lines of a sonnet is called an octave. The last 6 lines of a sonnet is called a sestet. The language of poetry is laconic, is short, is brief. The poet does not use long and winding sentences. The language of poetry is condensed, is coagulated, is compressed. The language of poetry is imagistic. The writer of poetry uses images, and when you talk of imagery is the use of creation of mental picture. The writer uses mental picture to express himself. When you talk about imagery, when the writer, maybe a writer wants to talk about deception, he will use tortoise. If the writer wants to use to talk about deception, he can use snake. If the writer wants to talk about pain, he could use his storm. He could use thumb. He could use nails. So that's why the writer will thrive on emotion. Poetry thrives on emotion through the powerful use of imagery. Imagery is the creation of mental image, is the creation of mental picture, and you have different types of imagery. You have tactile image, that is image of touch. You have gustatory image, that is image of taste. You have auditory image, that is image that is appearing to your sense of hearing, and different images like that. So the language of poetry is imagistic. The language of poetry is musical. That is, you can sing, you can turn poems to music. Most of the psalms in the Bible are music, and they are just like poems. So by the time you say, "Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky," you can easily sing it as a rhythm. "Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky." So the language of poetry is musical, it's rhythmical. What do I mean by this? It looks like a music. It has regular sound pattern, And these are the literary devices that are used to achieve the musical quality of poetry. Alliteration, which is the repetition of consonant sound. You have uh, assonance, which is the repetition of vowel sound. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Ah, how I wonder what you are. Ah, up above the world so high. I, like a diamond in the sky. I, that is A, A, B, B. So, yeah, so when you're talking about end rhyme is an holistic attempt by the writer to create musical effects. So the language of poetry is musical. The language of poetry is abridged. The language of poetry is imagistic. And a poem that is used to mourn the dead is called elegy. A poem that is used to praise somebody is called an ode. Maybe you write a poem to praise your mother. That is ode. So, who Sata was my infant egg when sleeping on my cradle bed, when tears of sweet affection shed my mother. That is an ode to your mother. So, ode is used to praise somebody. Then I would like to talk about novel. Novel is the third genre of literature, and another name for novel is prose. Prose is written in chapter. When you talk about prose, is a long narrative. It is written like an epistle. It is written like a letter. So the language of poetry is epistolaric. It's epistolaric. So when you talk about what distinguishes prose from every other genre of literature is the length. You have forms of prose. You have the short story. That could be maybe 3 pages, 5 pages. You have a novella. It could be maybe 10 pages. You have a novel which could span 30 to 100 pages. In other words, short story is the embryonic reduction of the prose literature. Is the minutest form of prose literature. Then when you now talk about forms of prose, prose could be biography. Biography is a story of a man written by another person. Autobiography is a story of a man written by himself. You have different types of prose. Folk tales could come in form of prose. Folk tales are stories where you have animal as character and is used to teach moral. When we talk about the moral indices of folk tale, you are talking about the didactic literature. Didactic literature is used to teach moral. It could be any genre of literature, but it's more peculiar to prose. And in most cases, you have the animal as character. And when you have such literature, it's called fiction. Fiction is a story that is imaginary, that is unbelievable, that is incredible. And when you talk about folk tales, it's used to teach moral. For example, asín tòun tọkẹ́rẹ́, àwọn ló jọ ń jà, ìjà rèé mo wá là, tásín fi mí nímú jẹ, ẹ̀gbà mi lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀, àwò mi ń bẹ lọ́jà. That is folk tale. Because you have animal as character and at the end of that very story, it will teach you moral. Then you have fable. Fable too is where you have animal as character. All these are forms of prose. Then I would like to talk about myths. Myths is the story or the story about the creation of certain community. The Yoruba have myths and it varies from community to community and people to people. Myths, archaeology or study of the theory of human evolution, that is myths. The Yoruba mythology, the Igbo mythology, the Chinese mythology, and many others. So, and the myths, in most cases, at times, some certain stories have certain power invoked in them, and they are usually, in most cases, at times, they are superstitious, they are fictional in nature. So then when we talk about legends, legends are historic people in the history. They are heroic people in the history. You have people like Eshu, like Shango, like Oya. They are legends because they are heroic people that have contributed immensely to the history of the Yoruba race. I will like to talk about the literary terms, and I've been talking about some of them too that you may see. When you talk about plot, is the chronological arrangement of a story from beginning to the end. When we talk about theme, is the central idea of a story. The central idea of a story, it could be talking about love, it could be talking about destruction, it can be talking about corruption. The central idea, that is what we call the theme. So when we talk about diction, diction is the choice of words of the writer. It could be simple, it could be complex, it could be easy. You see certain books, it's very easy for you to comprehend. It means that the diction, the choice of word of the writer is simple. While you have some books that you will have to check the dictionary. It means that the choice of words of the writer is complex. That is diction. Setting is where a book has been written. Where a book has been written. It could be riverine setting, it could be Igbo setting, it could be Hausa setting, and the setting will usually affect the choice of word of the writer. When you read certain books, when Wole Soyinka writes, you can see words like calabash, you can see chorus, you can see native names. And when Chino Achebe writes, you can see Igbo discourse there. Igbo names and some other things. So that is what you call diction, the choice of word. The setting will affect the diction of the writer and the overall message of the text. Um, and then I would like to talk about figures of speech. Figures of speech, you talk about simile, metaphor, personification. Simile is an indirect comparison using as or like. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, like a diamond in the sky. That is a simile. He is as dark as charcoal. That is simile. So that is simile. Metaphor is the direct comparison. You say the boy is a lion. I dropped the bombshell. So that is what you call metaphor. Personification is the transfer of human attributes to a non-living thing. The sky is weeping. That is personification. The sun is smiling. That is personification. The moon is peeping. That is personification. Exaggeration is called gross overstatement or hyperbole. He visited me a million times. It's not possible. He ate a mountain of pounded yam. That is hyperbole. Rhetorical question is a question that requires no answer. Who will point to his father's house with the left hand? That is a rhetorical question. It requires no answer. So when you see a question mark, it's a rhetorical question. And in most cases, the writer uses rhetorical question to generate emphasis. It wants you to see reasons to what is writing. It wants you to fill certain gap. And in most cases, at times when you are giving an argumentative essay, you use rhetorical question at times as a tip to make your audience, to carry your audience along in speech delivery. Synecdoche is when you have one part of the body representing the whole body. I counted 10 heads in the market. That is synecdoche. Metonymy is when an object is used to represent the owner of the object. I did the work for the crown. Instead of you to say I did the work for the king. Then euphemism is when something that is serious is said in a mild or gentle way. She has been put into family way. Instead of you to say she has been impregnated. Then euphemism, you can also say he is a gentleman of the highway. That is euphemism. Instead of you to say he is a thief. The man has kicked the bucket. Instead of you to say he has died. So those are figures of speech. Irony is when you say the opposite of what you mean in such a way that what is said is known. For example, the boy is very brilliant, having failed his exam. That is irony because you are saying the opposite, but your intention is known by the listener. So that is irony for you. I would like to go to essay writing, and this is very much important, and I want you to take note. Essay writing is an aspect of the exam that is very much important, and where your creativity and logicality is needed. I would like to talk about the criteria for marking an essay. We talk about the content, that is the relevance of what you are writing to the question that you are giving. Organization, do you observe the features of the essay? For example, informal letter, did you write the writer's address, the date, the salutation, the introduction, the body, the conclusion? Formal letter, the writer's address, the addressee's address, the salutation, the topic, the introduction, the body, the conclusion, and the close, which is yours faithfully. So all these things come under organization. Were you able to observe the use of paragraph? Many of you will write without observing paragraph. It's wrong. Were you able to observe the use of punctuation marks? Where you are supposed to put capital letter. Some of you, you want to write pronoun high, you will write it in small letter. It is wrong. You must bar your pronoun high anywhere you find it. So it's very, very much important. This will come under um, organization. Your expression, tenses, concord, and many others. Use of vocabulary, correct use of vocabulary. When you wrongly use a vocabulary, the examiner will be very angry with you. So take note of all these things. They are very, very much important. Then your creativity, your logical presentation is very much important. So I would just like to talk about, without wasting much of our time, I'd like to talk about informal letter. It's known as a friendly letter, and it's written to people you are related or familiar with. Your brother, your sister, your uncle, your nephew, your aunt, your cousin, etc. They are called the words informal letter, and in which case it is expected of you to write the writer's address either in block style or slanting style. BZ10 Ogbonegbe Street, Ilupeju, Lagos, Nigeria, full stop. 3rd June, your RD must not be at the top. 3rd June, 2023, full stop. Then you write your words. The salutation. Dear brother John, dear sister Titi, dear uncle Ade. Don't write dear uncle. Write dear plus name of your uncle, because it is expected that you know the person you are writing to. So in the introductory paragraph of an informal letter, you greet, you ask about the condition, you make reference to previous conversation, and you state the purpose of writing the letter. The main purpose of writing this letter to you is to tell you reasons why you have to seek transfer to my school. The main reason for writing this letter to you is to tell you how I'm preparing for my Bece examination. The main purpose of writing this letter to you is to describe the happy events that took place in Nigeria at home since you left for Canada. So you must let the examiner know, you must let the recipient know what you are writing, what the purpose of the letter is in the introductory paragraph. Then it is expected of you to develop your ideas paragraph by paragraph. Write a letter to your friend telling him reasons why he has to seek transfer to your school. Your school has a competent teacher. Anything you want to say on competent teacher will be one paragraph. They teach you very well. They are role models. They mark your assignments. They advise you very well. All these things, they are experienced teacher. They are properly certified. You use that to develop that paragraph. My school has standard learning facilities. The classrooms are conducive. We have a library. We have laboratory. That is what you use to develop that paragraph. And you use certain cohesive devices to introduce paragraph. Firstly, secondly, in addition, furthermore, moreover, also, you call them connectives. You call them the linkers. You call them linkers. So it makes your essay to be coherent. So it makes your discourse to be logical. Very, very much important. And you, of course, you know when you say firstly, capital F, comma, the next thing that will come after it is a small letter. Take notes. Take notes. I would like to talk about formal letter. It's known as a business letter, an official letter. Writer's address. After the writer's address, write the date under it. After the date, write the recipient address. Write a letter to the divisional police officer. The divisional police officer, comma, Dugbe police station, comma, Ibadan, full stop. Write a letter to the editor of a newspaper in your country. The editor, Nigerian Tribune, Lagos State, full stop. So you write a letter to the chairman of your local government talking about asking him of the basic needs of the community. The honorable chairman, capital T, capital H, capital C, comma, Ilesha East local government, capital I, capital E, capital L, capital G, comma, Osun State, full stop. That is how to write the recipient's address. After that, then you write the salutation. Dear sir, capital D, capital S. If you are sure of the gender, dear ma, capital L, capital D, comma. If you are not sure, write dear sir, capital D, capital S, comma. Then you write the title. The title is usually a brief of what you want to write, and it will have to capture the intention of the essay. And in which, in the introductory paragraph, there is nothing like greeting. You go straight to the point, you paint the situation, then you develop your ideas logically. I will advise you to read as many model essays as possible from standard textbooks. Standard textbooks, it will be of help to you because there is no alternative to reading. Writing is a productive skill. If you have not read very well, you will not be able to write. So I urge parents to encourage children to read very well because many of them cannot easily write essay. It's a sorry case. It's a sorry case. It's not the fault of the teacher. They need to engage actively in reading and they need to improve their linguistic weapon, their linguistic arsenal. Very, very much important. Argumentative essay. You argue for or against the motion. When you argue for, you don't argue against. When you speak in support, you don't speak against. Argue for against the motion. A teacher is better than a farmer. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, co-debaters, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Standing before you on this August occasion is Temitope Joy, representing the upper basic class 8, to support the motion which states that a teacher is better than a farmer. In the introductory paragraph, you let us know what the teacher is, what a farmer is. Then you tell us, I have a number of reasons to support my argument. That is how to go about it. Then you begin to discuss in a logical way. The language of argumentative essay must be confusing, must be convincing, must be persuasive, and it must be logical. So when you talk about argumentative essay, a teacher is better than a farmer. Yes, if a teacher has not taught the farmer, nobody will be able to practice agriculture. You have to argue it convincingly. A male child is better than a female child. The male child retains the name of the family. The male child takes care of the family's property. The male child can run errands. Each of your points must be clearly and logically developed before you move to another point. So many of you just write one sentence. You say you have written a point. No. When you talk about paragraph, you have topic sentence and you have supportive sentences. The topic sentence will give you to the hint of what you have in that paragraph, and you use supportive sentences to explicitly discuss what the topic sentence has given you. So it's a skill that children must be encouraged to have. It's a skill, and it is very much important. Expository essay, descriptive essay, narrative essay. Expository essay, when you want to write, you want to discuss how something is done. Write an essay on my favorite dish. That is an expository essay. You write a title. There is nothing like address. Don't make that mistake. You don't have write a letter. There is write an essay. So you write the title, my favorite dish. Then you begin to question yourself. What is the name of the dish? How is it prepared? What class of food does it belong? What is the function in the body? Why do you prefer it? What are the processes involved in cooking it? Who are the category of people that cherish the dish? Is it the old elderly ones, or in certain in what are the environments where this dish can be served? What are the different occasions where it can be served? Can your favorite dish be found in the cafeteria? So these are key information that you have to give, because when you write an essay in junior secondary school, you have to write 250 words. So minimum of 2.5 meaningfully written pages, logically developed pages, not anyhow. So that's where your creativity comes into play. My favorite dish is pounded yam and egusi soup. Tell us the processes of cooking it. Tell us the processes involved in preparing the soup. Tell us various occasions where it can be served. Tell us the function of the pounded yam to the body. Tell us. We want to know. You are giving an explanation on how this thing is done. So write an essay on my best game. What is the name of the game? Who are the people that play the game? How many teams play the game? How many players consist of each team? What are the skills involved in the game? Um, Mention some reputable players of the game. What are the reasons why people like the game? Mention some teams. Mention some tournaments where the game features. How does the pitch of play looks like? Mention some home-based players of the game. Mention some rewards given to exceptional players of the game. These are the information. You have to be able to think. You must be able to think. Man is a thinking being, and you must engage that Homo sapien quality of thinking. Very much important. And I urge teachers to always tune children to think. Many of them cannot think. It's a sorry case. Because I have my demography. Even in public school, private school, I have my demography. Many of them cannot write, they cannot think. It's a sorry case. There is fire on the mountain for our society if we are raising children that cannot think. And this is what we can do. We have to encourage them to read, buy newspaper for them, buy novels for them, buy plays for them, let them read, let them listen to good speakers of the language. It's not our father mother language. It takes a conscious effort to be able to articulate. It takes a conscious effort to be able to control English language at a level of proficiency, whether we like it or not. It is a skill that can be acquired, and it has to be concertedly, it has to be consciously acquired, and that's on a very serious note. Descriptive essay. Write an essay on my school. Tell us the name of the school, where it's located, the type of school, is it a public school, a private school, the number of teachers there, how the school environment looks like, how the teachers behave, the reasons why you like your school, the reason why you prefer the school to or any other school, the activities in the school, the various competitions where your school feature, various programs that your school engage in and feature. These are the things you discuss, and how these activities tend to improve the academics of the students in the school. Write an essay on a market day in my area. A market day. The examiner did not ask you to talk about different market days. What is the name of the market? Where is the market located? How many market days are the intervals where people come to transact businesses? What are the things that people can buy in the market? How does the market look like? Is it a small market or a big market? Is it a noisy place or a dirty place? Is it a rough place? From where and where do people come to transact businesses? What is the economic benefits of the market to the people in the environment? Give different information. Think logically. Read model essays from standard textbooks. Read model essays from standard textbooks. Write an essay on a local festival in my area, Egungun festival. When does it usually take place? How does the masquerade look like? What are their activities on the road? Do they frighten children? Do children like seeing them? What are their activities on the highway? How do they usually dance? So what is the disposition and attitude of people towards them? Do you like the festival? Why do people What are the things they do during the festival? You must be able to explain. The last rainstorm in my area. So that is, I'm diving towards narrative. And at times when you write narrative, there will be indices of descriptive. The last heavy rainstorm in my area. What you tell us the day, the time, when the rainstorm started, the various things that were destroyed during the rainstorm, the various places, how the people feel, what are the attitude of the people, were they happy towards the rainstorm, who and who came to intervene in the activities, in the rainy activities and many other things. So you must be able to give explanation and you must write freely. Observe your paragraph and many other things. So I would like to talk about summary writing. Summary is the embryonic reduction of facts in a given passage. When you talk about summary, you are to pick out the salient information. And I would like to talk about the rules of summary writing. Number one, you don't copy verbatim, that is word for word from the passage. The examiner wants you to write certain things from blend your creativity with what you have in the passage. Another thing about summary is that you don't list, you don't include extraneous materials, e.g., firstly, secondly, in addition, is not needed. Also, all these words are not needed. Then you must be able to decipher where the writer is giving additional information from where he's raising a key point. So you don't deal with the additional information, you deal with the key points. Another thing is that your essay must not be ambiguous. That is, it must be apt. It must be apt. It must not be ambiguous. It must be clear. It must be brief. It must be concise. You don't use long and winding sentences in summary writing. You don't write your summary answers in phrases. That is where few words that does not have subject and a verb. You don't write that. In 5 sentences, summarize the causes of road accident on Nigerian road. You don't begin to say overspeeding, drunkenness. No. Road accident can be caused by overspeeding. Road accident can be caused by drunkenness. That is a full sentence, not a phrase. So that is the way you write your answer in summary writing. And you can write your summary with general introduction. In 5 sentences, summarize the uses of a dog to its owner. The uses of a dog to its owner are: a dog serves as guard. A dog serves as food for man. A dog does this, that does that. Or it is only when you have written a general introduction that you can use a pronoun, which is traceable to the general introduction. So a junior summary is not usually difficult. So I believe you should be able to scale through. Then lastly, I would like to talk about vowel sounds and consonant sound. Vowel sounds, you have 44 sound segments in English language. All vowel sounds are voiced. Vowel sounds are 20. You have 24 consonant sounds. The vowel sounds is further divided into 12 pure vowels and 8 diphthongs. The pure vowels is further divided into 7 short vowels and 5 long vowels. And the diphthongs, and also known as the vowel glide, the pure vowels are known as the monotones. E, when you have letter I in the two slanting lines, it's no longer a letter, it has become a phoneme, it has become a sound. E, wanted, kid, peep, RIP, rip, women, socket, private, message, people, legal, fetus, amoeba, it's not amoeba, it's amoeba, and many others like that. Tease. Then you have mad, tab, rat, cat, sat, fat. You have father, mark, sharp. It is, I'm just giving you clips to where you have to go and read very well in your notes. As in set, pet, red, leg, leopard, jeopardy. It's not jeopardy, it's jeopardy. Jeopardy. You have as in nurse, church, journey, sketch, and many others. You have as in pot, rod, etc. You have all as in short, story, cord, pot, saw, lawyer. That is that. You have the diphthong. High, a. When you have I, you have cry, plight, tight, fight, child, kite, lie, and many others. Oi, as in toy, choice, noise, voice, boy, Roy, enjoy, koi, oyster, and many others. Hey, as in day, faith, game, great, paid, lady, wait, plague, and many others. Then you have how, as in cow, bow, cloud, tout, scout, route, proud, and many others. Then you have ear, ear, share, cheer, peer, peer, fear, fear, rear, and many others. You have air, 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 share, scare, and many others. So I'm giving you clues to, in standard textbooks, you see the dichotomy, you see the differences there. Because one is ear, another one is air. You have to take notes. I'm giving you clues to where you have to go and read. And I wish you the very best in your examination. I think this clip will go a long way to help generality of children that are preparing for their exam. These are the only things that we can do to build a better Nigeria. When you build intellectualism and they are very much good in the academics, then they will be able to contribute meaningfully to the society. So we'll use this medium to thank those that are watching us, those that are sharing our video, those who love us, those who want us to make it. Because there are some people that are supporting us in certain capacity, encouraging us, giving us words of encouragement. I really appreciate you. Those that are supporting us financially, I appreciate you. Those that want to do more, those that are patronizing our products, you are supporting us. You are my surrogate employer. I appreciate you. Because for almost 4 years now that we have been writing our products, some people are patronizing us very well. And I really appreciate you. I thank you. God bless you. The vision is great, and I believe that God will help us to fulfill the vision. So I use this medium to introduce some of our products to you. This is simple approach to English. Certificate English language is for senior secondary school. It will go a long way to help them when they use it with the WAEC series. This is Secrets to a Solid Foundation in English Language. Is one of the best-selling books in town and is designed for the upper basic classes, and it will go a long way to help them. All this we have discussed today, they are very much there. This is a counseling guide and aims for schools. This is for extracurricular program and the counseling program in schools across the length and breadth of the country to go a long way to help. It will enlighten them, it will make them to be well integrated and well adjusted members of the society. Because if you don't counsel them, they will just become maladjusted, they become deviant, they become non-conformist. But by the time we work on the infrastructure of the mind, then they will be good. The affective domain will be okay. When the affective is okay, then we'll be able to do something about the cognitive. It will go a long way to help them. This is a customized in-book. I customized this for school and put a number of initiatives that makes it different from ordinary in-books. So it's very good. So we use this medium to tell you that if you want to patronize us, we so much appreciate it. This is third term. You can call us and you can tell us to bring our copies. We supply across the length and breadth of the Federation. There is nowhere we cannot supply. So we use this medium to thank you for watching us and kindly help us to share the video. If you want to have a contact with the presenter, my name is Ogushi Jikende and this is my number 09022621606 and the second number is 080 no rather 08165756313. I urge you to continue watching us, to continue sharing our videos and pray for a better Nigeria. God will thank you. God bless you for watching us. Thank you very much. Until we meet again, God be with you.